Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Cerberus here, or Dark, whichever you want to call me, I'm fine with either one. Did a review a while back on the Danish Power Fusion Elite. I do like it. Review score has not changed. It's still my go-to marker. But it came to my attention by a few people that maybe new players do not know how to fine-tune their Fusion Elite. Maybe if they're new, they've just finally stepped up, got themselves a good marker, and they're sitting there like, I really don't know how to tune a stack to pop it. It can be a little bit difficult, but hopefully I'll walk you step by step through your tuning guide that comes with it. It's one of the easier steps, one of the easier tunings to do to your Fusion Elite. That way it will work correctly. Now there are others. We can get more detailed in that later, but at the moment we're just talking about beginners and using the tuning guide that comes with the Fusion Elite. For all your adjustments, all you're going to need is the 1/8 Allen key, which is this one right here, the last one on the second row. So we have the last one. We'll put it right here. Big piece of advice I can give you before you get started. Once you start making adjustments to your marker, please do write them in your notes. That's why you have a manual with them on the back of it, a little small section of it. Make sure to write everything, anything from board settings, anything from LPR settings, as far as how many rotations. Do keep a note of all of that, because that will save you in the end instead of going online and being like, what is the stock of all this so I can start back at square one again? It would be easier to go, okay, let's go one step back instead of all the way back to the beginning. So keep that in mind. Like I said, I'll walk you step by step through your tuning guide. Now this is your tuning guide. It's just one little page long. You'll see it. There's the top. There's the bottom. Your back end of it is another set of instructions for your LPR and OPR. Like I said, I'll walk you through each step. That way, hopefully that will help. Step 1 is a battery. Guess what? Bam. There she is. We're not worried about it. Step 2, air cylinder. I'm not going to try to put an air cylinder on here and try to get it and the gun in the camera. I'm sorry, I have enough problems with the shot angle that I have. Third is a loader. No. Once again, I'm not going to try that. We got the marker, we're good. The fourth step is this. Turn clockwise until adjustment screw reaches the close-off point. From the close-off point, turn the OPR adjustment screw 3 turns for optimal operating pressure and or 280 feet per second. Now, in case you're wondering what is that, that's actually your stock screw adjustment when you first buy your Fusion Elite. Everybody's Fusion Elite, when they buy them, that is the stock adjustment of velocity rotations that they use from the close-off point. So, once again, clockwise, adjustment screw reaches the close-off point. So this is counter, that's clockwise. Now, do not turn anything past that. Once it gets to that snug point where you're having to start putting force on it, if it doesn't glide like this and then it stops right there, don't turn it anymore. Leave it alone. From this point, you're going to do 3 rotations. So we know that we're pointing that way. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. So we're at 280 feet per second on our OPR. Now from the LPR, which is your 5th step. That was 4th, this is 5th. The 5th step is turn clockwise until adjustment screw reaches the close-off point. Once desired output pressure is achieved from adjusting the OPR, turn LPR adjustment screw counterclockwise 3 turns to reach optimal LPR setting. So before we even gas up and get started, we're going to take the LPR and we're going to turn it clockwise. Once again, if you have to put too much force in it, then that's too much. Take that out. Now we're going to shoot the marker, like give it 2 or 3 shots, and we're going to adjust the OPR until we get a good feet per second. What I recommend is get your feet per second somewhere around 280-ish, 290-ish. Sometimes by adjusting the LPR, you can cause what's called a mechanical dwell. And what a mechanical dwell is, you can actually add feet per second minutely by adjusting it. So make sure your LPR is actually adjusting around 280, 290 feet per second in that margin. It will fluctuate slightly. Another method I would probably do is anywhere between 285 and 295. If you insist on getting closer to 300. Some fields don't let you have 280, so bear that thought in mind. Now from this, we know that the clockwise is the close off. So we want 3 rotations from clockwise to by rotating counterclockwise. So this is our clockwise right there, our point. So we're going to go 1, 2, and then 3. And that will be your optimal LPR setting. Now, from the board, which is step number 6 and 7, we're going to do this. You're going to turn off the board. Come on, turn off. You're going to hold the trigger, and then you turn it on again. Then it's going to come on. Then it's going to go through your settings. Now you're going to go under the program menu, program set. You're going to go to marker settings number 1. That's going to be your first one you're going to go to. And you're going to go down 1 level. Oops. Sorry, y'all. We're going to go to solenoid dwell. Right there. We're going to set that solenoid dwell at 10. See where I'm at right there? There you go. Hopefully it's not too blurry. You see that? We want it sitting at 10. That's what that step number 7 says. So now we're going to go to... Yo, ABS 12. Nope. Gotta go out. There you go. Finally. Ooh. Sorry, screwed that one up. Forgot that X. By the way, the little X up in the corner will actually take you all the way out. So you want to hit the check mark to go to the next setting. So you're going to go to marker setting number 2 for your next one. Your next one is going to be your bolt return. There you go. Your bolt return is going to normally sit at about 20 when you get it from the manufacturer. So 20, right there. You're going to want to adjust it back down to about 15. That's what it says. I put it down to 14. There you go, 15. Ta-da. Now, that is going to put you past step 7 and then past 8, get you on to step 8. Step 8 is your elite marker is now ready for use. Power on a board and loader and flip wraps ASA lever to the closed position to begin using your marker. Utilizing the brake beam eye sensor system is highly recommended when using your elite marker. Now, there is a short break-in period for your marker. Do keep that in mind, or you probably have people watching this video and they're like, there is no break-in period for markers. Actually, there is. Contrary to popular beliefs, anything from the difference of the lube that you're using that the marker is actually having to be saturated in, anything from the player, because the player is considered an attachment of the marker. So do keep that in mind that there is a minute break-in period between the user and then the marker. So keep that in mind before you get all antsy. That's what we're talking about. I know some people get really beefy about that being said. Anyways, all right, past this, what you've done right here, this will give you a really nice shot, give you kind of like a run-in-the-middle hybrid. Give you a little bit of a good air on the ball shot, a little bit speed, not too much. Now, past this, what you end up playing with is your bolt return and then your LPR. Your LPR will create a mechanical dwell for your marker, and what it will do is add a little bit extra air on the ball by changing how much pressure is being exerted on the ball, the paintball. So past that, my setting is actually, normally I don't give out my settings because from person to person marker can be different, but just to give you an example, my bolt return is 12, and then my dwell is still 10, and my LPR is actually 3 1/4 turns. What I do is I actually take my Fusion Elite, let's say that is my 3 1/4, 3 turns right there. You see me turn it before. And I'm going to go ahead and bump it another quarter. And what I'll actually do is I separate the rotations from quarters to twelfths. So I'm going to make it 1/12 of a turn, shoot 1 or 2 times, another 1/12 of a turn, shoot 1 or 2 times. And I'm going to sit there and do it until I get my quarter of a turn that I want. And that way I'm making sure to check and see how much feet per second I'm adjusting, making sure that I've not added any to it, making sure that I'm getting the shot that I want, especially the trajectory, the smoothness of it. Now, if you want to add more air on the ball, what you'd actually turn is the opposite direction and actually create a complete opening for your solenoid, putting more air on the ball. So just keep that in mind. There is a difference. Oh, also you will decrease your bolt return. Now, all this is done in milliseconds, by the way. So if you're thinking you're going to adjust and make a big difference by a simple adjustment, you will make a good adjustment, but not a humongous adjustment where you can instantly adjust it and say, oh, I've created this new, I've got this humongous change that's happened. Generally, after you're fine-tuning what you're doing from the guide that Dangerous Power has given you, from this guide, is giving you a good all-around shot, something to play with and something to get used to. Now consult the back for any, like simple little information. It gives you some small little advice, especially achieving desired. Use 1 second firing intervals. Do make sure to keep that in mind. But like I said, past this, it's all going to be personal preference. Yes, I can probably write my settings right here that I use for my Fusion Elite, but everybody's will be different. So I'd rather players go in there and know where the starting point of tuning is and have used the manual enough to realize what they're adjusting. And that way it creates a better paintball player, because instead of him just taking somebody's settings and throwing it in there and not liking it, he's created his own settings. Remember, Fusion Elite is not a people marker, it's a person marker. You go in there and you adjust it to how you like it. So this gives you a starting plateau on what to do to achieve the level that you want. So hopefully this will help. If you have any questions, hit me up and let me know. If you do insist on asking my settings, I'll be glad to give them to you. The only reason why, like I said, I don't, and I stress not, is just all the markers can be different. If I took my LPR and my LPR off and put them on your gun, and you gave me yours put on my gun, we'd have two complete monsters we would have to retune and readjust. There's something about, like I said, the Fusion Elite is not a people marker, it's a person marker. Once you get it where you like it, and honestly, I would use the Dangerous Power method several times until they got used to it. Don't worry about it. You're going to get a good shot. I mean, honestly, for a stack tube poppet, for its price, it gets a very, very nice shot. I like it. I've shot several other high-end markers, good-end markers, and I mean, there's just a minute difference between them, not much. So that's coming from me, and all my light, y'all seen my setup, all my setup's light stuff. Anyways, that's all I've got for y'all today. Hopefully this helps. Like I said, if y'all have anything else, y'all need something, let me know. I'll be glad to help y'all out. So this is Dark. Adios.